Thanks for joining me today again for another little talk show thing that I'm putting together that I've been doing for you guys in regards to me personally, just learning about who I am, expressing that to the world, exploring different sides of me, trying to reach out into the world and learn new things at the same time, and hopefully to enrich my life as a whole, and hopefully make me that much more prepared to head into the future. Thanks for joining me today, guys. My name is Gabriel Flores, aka Maybe Lee, uh, in the house. So, jump right to it. When I'm looking for direction, I refer to my favorite passages from the Bible. I was talking about yesterday, trying to figure out what I believe in and stuff like that. And it's not really the same thing because as when I'm looking for direction or I'm stuck on a problem, because when I'm searching for what I believe in, which is what I've been doing, what I'm doing with this talk show, it's kind of like a bigger question. It's like not necessary for my day to day life or for survival, but it's a kind of like a luxury, I guess you could say, where I'm trying to get the answer to a bigger overarching question that is there that's going to help me just be a better person overall in the long run. But here, what I'm talking about when I'm looking for direction, um, if I have some kind of personal issue, then I'll refer to my favorite passages from the Bible for direction, which is the Word of God is in the Bible. The Word of Jesus Christ, his one and only begotten Son, is instilled in the Bible. His stories in the Bible, and so that's the differences between the two. But I was talking about religion too yesterday. That it's um, a good place to get help for figuring out what you believe in and stuff like that. So we're kind of still on the same topic as far as getting help and stuff like that, because those entities are still there. There's new questions every single day, but there's certain entities in our life that are common fixtures in every city that you go to, and stuff like that. They're not going away. They're there for a reason, and so we're gonna stay on the same theme. Who knows how long it'll last, but today it'll be the same. For direction, I'm looking for when I'm looking for direction, and I bring it up because I want you guys to do the same thing. I want more people to be like me. When you guys have questions about your day to day stuff, about if you have a problem you come across, who do you turn to? I want the Bible to be one of your go to sources for helping you figure out problems in your life, too. That's why I bring it up today here in this talk show. But also, it's sharing with you something that I do, a personal activity of mine when I have a problem in my life, when I have a question. Or if I'm just looking for inspiration, if I am getting bored from the day to day stuff, nothing's really sparking an interest. Everything seems dull. There's nothing exciting in my life. I'm doing the same thing every day. Progress is the same. And I know that I need something that's gonna kind of take me over the hump. I know I need something that's gonna pull me through and reach that ultimate arc in this journey, in this phase, this momentary phase that I'm going through, then I turn to the Bible to add that little extra oomph into whatever it is I need. And so the Bible, the passages from my favorite passages from the Bible can do a lot. They have the power to do that. It's the Word of God. That's why. I turn to it, is because it's so powerful. And it is that powerful. The Word of God is that. His story is that powerful. Recently, I've been looking for direction as far as understanding, having a grasp, an understanding of my life in front of me, being able to understand my life, I guess, from a different perspective, such as Jesus Christ. He lived a life just like I did. So I'm trying to, lately I'm trying to find other people like me that I can learn from and see, well, what did they do when they were challenged on their challenging days? What did they do? And so my favorite passages from the Bible is a good place to start, and then also to continue going into the Bible to see if I can find specific examples of Jesus Christ coming across challenging situations in his life, challenging moments, and exactly what he did are things that I'm looking for in the Bible. But whenever, if I'm looking for something like that, somebody to look at that's kind of like me, that can help me put grounding in my life, I start with my favorite passages first and then go further into the Bible. I like to start there first because it's a starting point. They're my favorite passages. It's a starting point, and it's a way to get into the Bible from there. Because it's not easy reading the Bible. It's a lot of technical. The language makes it hard, is what makes it so hard, but it's easy to understand. It's really easy to understand the Bible. You can understand it when you read it. It's easy to understand. It wasn't easy to get there. It's not something that you can just come by. You can't come by that level of understanding overnight. It's something that's very far up there as far as ability to convey the idea and what's happening, and get into the psyche of what's happening, get into other levels of what's happening at any given time. Jesus Christ, God, can do that. That's what God does. He's all-knowing. He's not only all-knowing, but he can also put it into work too. And that's what he does with Jesus Christ when he sends us Jesus Christ, is he's proving to the world that, see, I'm not only all-knowing, but I can also do it too. And he does it. He does it in high fashion. Nobody else does it better. And stuff like that. So when I'm looking for all that stuff, when all that stuff's on my mind, I turn to my favorite passages. I have them marked in my the Bible I have is that big, that tall, that wide, and that thick. And I have all my favorite passages marked with little magnetic clips that have different sayings on them and different passages from the Bible marked on there. They're like professional markers that I picked up from Hobby Lobby. They're pretty cool little markers that I found, and I knew as soon as I saw them, I knew exactly what I could use them for, marking my Bible, and that's exactly what I did. As soon as I bought them, like less than a week later, I used them by going to each passage, reading the passage, writing the passage down. I did a project for each of the passages. It was a whole operation that I did for for these Bibles for putting these markers in there. So I didn't just take it lightly. When I do something serious, I don't like to make it not fun, but what I do is I make it meaningful for myself. There's a difference between not being fun and being meaningful. And for me, meaningful is using my abilities to complete a task, using all of my abilities to complete the task. And in this case, when I marked my favorite passages, I went on a bike ride. I sat in a specific location outside that's about 2 miles from my house here. I took pictures. I was relaxing there. I wrote some stuff down. I had my pen and I was writing. I had the Bible with me and I marked all the passages. I put in the things in the Bible, and that was only the first part to it. Once I got back to the house, I finished it by doing a writing project for each of my favorite passages. And so each passage was its own project, and I still have the entire project. I still have all of each individual project that I did for each passage, and I still have my Bible, of course, and all of the passages marked. And last night I read one of my favorite passages, John 3:15, which is what we already talked about, which is God gave His only begotten Son, and to the world, and if you believe in Him, then you'll have everlasting life. Which basically my interpretation is everything I already said. I viewed as God's display of supreme power over the world, over anybody in the world, any other entity that thinks that they're up there. God did this because God is God. He wants to prove that He is God, that He is God. He still wants to prove it. So He's not to the point where, oh no, I'm just God, so you can believe it or not. For some reason, God knows that He still has to prove to, I don't know who He's proven it to. Maybe He's proven it to His sons, or not His sons, because His sons were the devil and Satan or something like that. So I don't think He wants to prove to them, but He probably wants to prove to somebody that, He is God and He has these powers. And that's what I think He's doing, what He did. I think what it means for us is it meant the dawn of civilization, like I mentioned yesterday, because we now had proof of God, real proof of God right in front of us. We have proof of God in front of us. He's standing right in front of us, talking to us, giving us the information that we've been dying to get. That we've been waiting, that we've been yearning for, that we've been questioning for all of these years, and boom, now there He is. He's there standing in front of us. And the stories about Jesus Christ and God's story is really inspiring, and it makes me want to gravitate to going back to church again, which is why I went to Google today and I ran a search in Google, churches in Avondale, Arizona, and I located 4 churches. Google provided results for 4 churches: Cornerstone Christian Center. So the first one is Cornerstone Christian Center, the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints, First Baptist Church, Garden Lakes, and Avondale church of God. I didn't realize how close these churches were. They're like walking distance. I know, well, I've been by these churches before, so I know that they're there, but it didn't register because I'm always looking for places to do stuff, like a rec center and looking for community and all that stuff, and how I haven't found it yet. But yet these churches are really close. These churches are really close, but that's still, it's not enough to say it's filling the role of providing a place for people in the community to group together and stuff, because you have to be welcomed in there. You have to, and then not only that, do they have the resources that you want? For me, the church does have the resources I want. I want to be grouped together with other people. I want to have a platform to have a leader, to listen to a spiritual leader and all that stuff. So these churches fulfill a role that I've been looking for, and I found these churches. They're within walking distance. So, all of this time, if you guys know me, I've been looking for rec centers, complaining about rec centers and this and that. We don't have rec centers. We don't have places to congregate. Well, I found some places finally. So, I'm going to be trying to make it over there. That's my goal. My goal is to get over there and to try to get into the church. I'll keep you guys updated. I hope you guys enjoyed this talk. We'll see you later. Bye.